Welcome, WolfTheWolfettes! We are back with a brilliant Lost in Random on the PlayStation 5, and I hope you guys and girls are having an absolutely fantastic day. Now, I bought this game on a bit of a whim because I saw it advertised during EA Play's 2021 live stream, and I thought the gameplay and the visuals looked stunning. The characters in this game look very interesting and unique. The visuals remind me of the Tomorrow Children on the PlayStation 4, mixed with a little bit of Alice in Wonderland and maybe a little bit of Tim Burton sprinkled on top to make a beautiful concoction. And the gameplay looks very different and interesting, especially with the use of cards and the dice rolls and stuff like that. So for that reason, I decided to buy it, and from what I've played so far, this is actually a very good game. But the story is, you play as a little girl named Even, and she needs to rescue her sister Odd, who has been taken by the Queen. Now, just a word of warning, the narrator is going to speak an absolute ton in this video. A lot more than I speak, that's for sure. So I probably won't say too much in this video because I don't want to talk over the narrator, because he tells you a lot of important stuff about the story, and it's just fun to listen to him. It's a lot more fun listening to him than it is the narrator in Man-Eater, that's for sure. But let's get straight into things. Start game. Alright, as you can see, I've only done a little bit of this game. I'm still in the first area, One Croft, which is the village where Odd and Even both live.
Long ago, in a land you might remember from your dreams, the power of randomness was celebrated by all. Those with dice would roll them to shape their destinies, and the bravest few would challenge each other in games of chance. Epic tournaments, in which their very lives would hang in the balance.
Fortune to me! Hurry! Get the energy! Let's get that energy, Fortune!
Those with dice would roll them to shape their destinies. I tell you what, Wolf and Wolfettes, if my life was dependent on a dice roll, I would be absolutely screwed, because the amount of times that I've rolled a 1 in games like Monopoly is ridiculous. So my life would be utterly screwed if I lived in this world. But as you can see, as I mentioned, the gameplay and the visuals reminds me so much of Alice in Wonderland, or a Tim Burton film like The Nightmare Before Christmas, or the visuals just sort of give me a bit of the Tomorrow Children vibe, especially the main character. It's such a beautiful looking game, ain't it? Just have a look at it. Stunning, ain't it? Really, really nice. I love how this game looks. If you click on this video for some reason, Zoink, the developers of this game, you did a phenomenal job with the art style. I've not played too much of the game to really judge the gameplay, but just from the art style, this game is sublime so far. I love it. I love how this game looks. Very unique and interesting, which we need more of in this gaming industry.
Watch out!
But that was in the era of the dice wielders. And like all eras, it too would come to an end, fading into legend and mystery. Our story begins later, in Onecroft, a small village populated entirely by people who have never once been dealt a fair hand.
Attention, Wanners! I am the Queen, and my dark dice will decide your fate.
Random rules!
See that, Bernard? You're a sixer.
Oh, wow! I'm gonna live in the Queen's Dream Palace for the rest of my...
Nuh-uh, you're a dirty 3, doomed to a life of fighting and misery.
That's cheating.
Well, so is having an almighty dice, Snake Eye.
Stop, you guys. Wrap this up. We should really get going.
It's just a game, sis.
Even, I promised Mom and Dad to get you home.
The Queen! It's the Queen!
Hey, was that really necessary?
Come on, hurry up! Now we really have to run!
Alright, let's go. So, did the narrator say that Onecroft is populated entirely by people that have never been dealt a fair hand in their life? Well, I'm telling you right now, Wolf and Wolfettes, I would fit right in Onecroft. I would fit right in Onecroft. And it looks like all the buildings are teapots by the looks of it, so I'd fit even more in Onecroft. I do love myself a good cup of tea, so I'd definitely fit in Onecroft. Look at these enemies. Are they spiders? Because if they're spiders, I'm not a fan. I've had enough of bloody spiders in video games lately. I was watching my cousin, who recently made a YouTube channel. His name's Doomlight94, if you want to subscribe to him. He was playing Resident Evil 1 Remake, and this flipping tarantula boss appeared on the screen, and it was like a realistic tarantula. Scared the absolute shit out of me, because I've never played Resident Evil 1, so I wasn't expecting that. That really ruined my day.
Let's get out of here.
Oh, look.
Random rules!
That's Nanny Fortuna. Works for the Queen, kidnapping children for her.
Kidnapping?
And so the Queen decreed that any child who had reached the age of 12 would be given the grand honor of rolling her one true dice, which would reveal to them their place in the world of random.
Check out this secret portal.
Bring me all of the children.
It's an old crawl space.
It works for us. Nice work, Bernie. Let's go.
For the Queen's wisdom is as
I was trying to listen to Nanny Tuna, Bernard.
It is infinite, which makes it very easy for all of you to do what she says, since she is and ever shall be correct. And though you may feel a twinge of emotion when you watch your children move to their new villages, ensure that you are feeling the correct emotion, which is joy.
I'm not too sure about that. I don't think many parents are going to be happy that their kids are leaving home at the age of 12. Unless their kids roll like a 6 or something, then maybe the parents would be pretty happy, because even though they're not going to see their kid no more, they're going to be living with the Queen in the palace if they roll a 6. So I suppose they would be happy that their kid no longer has to live in Onecroft. But yeah, you still don't want your kid leaving home at 12. That would suck. I sure as hell wouldn't want my kid leaving home at 12. I'd probably never want my kid to leave home if I had kids. I'd miss them too much. I'd be worrying about them all the bloody time. They can live with me till they die, I don't care. Well, until I die, actually. Because I'm obviously going to die before my kids. I would hope so, anyway.
Even! Odd! Where have you been? We've been worried sick.
I'm sorry, Dad. I tried to.
There's no time. She'll be here any minute.
Quick, get down.
Happy birthday.
Oh, even.
And I got a present for you.
It's so cute.
Make a wish.
And the Queen said, every child of 12 years shall throw this supreme dice, and so it was. For random is fair, random prevails, and random rules. Random rules. Be grateful, child, that the Queen herself is here for your special day. Now roll the dice, and let's see what kind of person you truly are.
It had been settled.
At least, she'll be a sixer.
Even!
Oh, no!
Stop it!
No, even.
And so, Odd's destiny came to be living by the side of the Queen up in the Sixer's palace, where, it was said, all dreams came true. But Even's nightmare was just beginning.
Odd? Where are you?
Did Even just buy her sister a little Mike Wazowski doll for her birthday? That little doll that she gave to Odd looked like Mike Wazowski from Monsters Inc., didn't it? Oh, that was amazing. Oh, flipping out. I wanted to make a comment, but I don't like to talk during the cutscenes. I like to allow you all to enjoy the cutscene. But as soon as I saw that, I was nearly going to scream, "That's Mike Wazowski!" Oh man, I flipping love Monster Inc. That's got to be one of my favourite Pixar films. I don't know what my favourite Pixar film would be, to be honest. I'd have to have a real good think about it. But I think Monsters Inc. is definitely one of the good ones. I think Even might just be dreaming at the moment about some Pac-Man ghosts.
Odd! I'm gonna find you, okay?
I gotta be honest with you, Even. Odd might be having a fantastic time. She went to live with the Queen. I mean, she's probably having a better time than you are, mate. But you being a one and all that.
Odd! I'm here, sis. I'm coming, Odd. Odd!
Yeah, I think she's dreaming. Oh my god! That's terrifying! What is the rating of this game?
More than a year had passed since her sister had been taken away from her, and in all that time, Even had never dreamed like that before. Even knew she was now awake, and knew this was the same house she'd lived in her entire life. But something seemed off. Something seemed different. Or was it simply that she had changed?
Well, I mean, I don't know if she has many ghosts flying around her house, but that seems like something that would be quite different. Are we sleeping in a matchbox? Man, we sleep in a matchbox. How tiny are you? Also, I wonder what her age is, because it says a year has passed since her sister was taken, so Even must have been like 10 or something when Odd was taken, and maybe she's now 11 years old, because she can't be 12, because if she was 12 then the Queen would be coming here to make her roll the dice as well, so she must be like 11 years old or something. Or maybe she is 12 years old and eventually the Queen's going to come and force me to roll the dice and make me roll a 6, and then I have to live in poverty in a palace, because that makes sense. Oh mate, I love this. Is that a sardine can over there? Right, there's going to be quite a bit of talking now, because there's a lot of different portraits you can click on and listen to, like history of Odd and Even's family. So we're just going to listen to all of these, because it's just fun to listen to the narrator. The narrator in this game's a legend.
A portrait of Uncle Jinx. It was said he'd sailed the 7 seas and then drowned in the 8th.
Oh, he definitely rolled a 1.
A painting of Aunt Cordelia. She could play every single musical instrument in Onecroft, which was impressive, but none of them well, which was markedly less impressive.
So she was a jack of all trades, but master of none. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. But even if she couldn't play them well, she could still play them. And being able to know how to play every instrument, even if you don't necessarily do it well, you still know how to. That's still an impressive feat, even if you can't do it flawlessly. Like, she might be able to play a guitar, but she can't bust out a Guns N' Roses Slash solo. So, you know, she can still play the guitar, though. Is that Pinocchio?
An image of great-great-great-grandmother Waters. She was the woman who'd invented sliced bread, which made everyone very excited. Well, before then, they'd just taken great big bites out of loaves.
I'm up for doing that. I wouldn't mind doing that. Getting a loaf of bread, just taking a big ass bite out of it. Look at the state of that one.
An image of great-great-grandfather Peters. 200 years ago, he ate all his clothing to win a bet. Even supposed that was the reason this portrait stopped at the neckline.
Oh, mate. I mean, what did he actually eat his clothes to win, though? Because it might be a reasonable thing to do. If someone said, eat all your clothes and we'll give you a PlayStation 5, that seems like a fair trade. I'd eat my clothes to get a PS5 if I didn't already have one. Okay. I mean, I've already looked around. I don't know why you're telling me to look around still. Hey, look at that. It looks like that Queen song, Bohemian Respiratory, or whatever it's called.
Evan's mother had always painted, and she'd share with Evan the stories she'd hidden in her paintings. Wonderful tales of daring heroines and dashing adventure. She told her never to share these stories with the outside world. These stories might upset the Queen, and she had eyes and ears everywhere.
Ah, screw the Queen.
Odd shoes, little parts of her life, still dotted their house. It didn't make it a happy house, but that was fine by Eva. She never wanted to forget her sister.
Yeah, I think I'd do the same thing. If I lost a daughter or something, then I would probably leave their stuff in the house as it is. Like, I'd leave their bedroom as it was. I would never change their bedroom if I lost my daughter or something. Just because then you can go in there and just remember them, even though you'd probably walk into the room, cry your eyes out for like constant hours. But yeah, I think I'd do the same, to be honest.
Evan's parents had locked the door securely, as they had every night since Odd was taken.
I mean, I don't think that's going to help very much, because I'm pretty sure that spider that took Odd, came through the bloody ceiling. So locking the door tight won't do much, mate. And also, I don't even see where the lock is on the door. It doesn't look like it's even bolted. It looks like you just could poke it and it would fall over. Oh, look at that.
These paintings showed stories Evan's mother told her were safe to share, because they were true. Or so she said. Like the story of the card makers of Five Town, who'd suffered a horrible fate.
Lovely. What's that?
Evan's father never told her stories. He preferred reality to fantasy. The physicality of hammers and nails to the ephemeral mists of dreams and fantasy.
I mean, who said the stories were fantasy? They can still be true. Just because it's a story doesn't mean it's fantasy. Is that my mum and dad sleeping in a sardine can? I bet that stinks. I bet that absolutely reeks. Because I think, if I remember correctly, I don't know if the narrator has already said it, but Onecroft is a place where all of the people that rolled a 1 live. And I think their mission is to constantly just ship out junk. So they just load up big ass boats with like junk and they ship it to places. And I don't think they've said where they ship it to. And I don't think I even know yet, just from the little bit I've played of this game. But I think that's their objective. They just like deal with junk all day. So they're like dustmen pretty much.
Oh, it was still very late. Or was it very early? And Even didn't want to wake her parents.
She doesn't want to wake her parents because she's about to leave the house. And if she wakes her parents, she's going to get in trouble. Wandering out of the house at night at the age of like 11, yeah, your parents are going to tan your ass if you do that. I can see an exclamation mark in the distance. That's where we've got to go. Bloody hell.
The scariest painting Evan's mother had ever made was of the Shadow Man, a mysterious figure who'd gobble up children who ventured too far from home. Even was too old to believe in such stories. Or at least, that's what she told herself.
What are you talking about? You're like 11 years old or so. You can still believe in Santa Claus if you want to. You believe in whatever the hell you want to believe in. Don't let anyone tell you what you can believe in, Wolf and Wolfettes. It doesn't matter what age you are. You enjoy and believe in whatever the hell you want to believe in. If you want to be like 35 years old and still enjoy the Teletubbies, BwolfTheWolf ain't going to judge you. You like what you want to like, mate. But that picture looks a bit like Slender Man, doesn't it? I think you will meet that thing in this game, actually. Because I think I remember one of the trophies mentioning that you meet Shadow Man, I think. So yeah, maybe we're going to meet that scary guy at some point in this game and be jump scared or something. Hey, it's Mike Wazowski!
Even stared at the toy, feeling the ground tilt beneath her. That was the exact same stuffed animal she'd given Odd on the night she was taken. Even knew her parents would be heartbroken when they woke and found her missing. But she had to go. She had to know.
Alright, so from this point onwards, now you're actually playing the game. There's a lot less talking, except when you're talking to like the main characters and stuff, or when something story related happens, then a narrator will pop in, or when you interact with things. But now it's like actually playing the game, so we won't have to listen to a ton of text now, thankfully. I like how that ghost was just floating there very innocently, did absolutely nothing wrong, and then even shot him in the face with a rock. That's very friendly. There are collectibles in this game, not too many, but each area has some storybook pages, and you can, I think there's a map actually. Yeah, the map also looks phenomenal. Look at that, that's a very nice map, but it tells you the stuff that you've got to do in the area that you're in. So we're currently in Onecroft, and as you can see, there's 2 story pages to collect, which you won't see in this video. That'll probably be in part 2 of this playthrough. There isn't any cards to find, or I think you might be able to buy cards possibly. And there's obviously side missions and main missions that you can do as well. But there is a trophy you can get in this area actually. Make sure when you can, you walk along that bit there. You'll be able to climb up a ladder, I think. And just go all the way back up and keep clicking on your door. If you keep clicking on your door, you get yourself a trophy. I'll show you it. It'll probably be in the next video because it's very funny. The narrator makes it really funny.
That glowing figure seemed to keep its distance from Even. When she got closer, it moved further away. It was leading her somewhere.
Well, hopefully not to her death. Oh, look at... Hey, look! It's the guy from Treasure Planet. Yeah, there's a guy in Treasure Planet that looks just like this, that Disney film. I think it was probably the last hand-drawn Disney film. Man, Treasure Planet was great. If you've never seen that, make sure you watch it. That is a very underrated Disney film. Oh, who is it? There's a character that looks like that with the 4 eyes. Oh, no, I'll tell you what he looks like. Not Treasure Planet. Also, Monsters, Inc. The guy that runs the company. I forgot his name. Oh, mate. A lot of influences from Monsters, Inc. in this game, it feels like.
Easy there, Even. What are you doing out so darn late? You're running like the old witch Uma put a curse on you.
She probably did. She's already put a curse on my sister by the looks of it. I'm on the trail of a ghost. I'm on the trail of my sister. I'm on the trail of, I don't know what it is, but I know it's important. Well, just say a ghost.
Oh, darling. You're trying to find your sister, aren't you? I'm afraid the past is the past, child.
That is true. I need to get past you, Astrid, please. You're wasting time. I don't have move. that's a bit rude, ain't it?
Ah, that spark in your eye tells me you're not fooling around. I remember being your age once, I do. And I know how important imagination can seem. All right, I'll get out of your way. But don't tell your parents you saw me. Deal?
Bye. Thanks, Astrid. You're the best. I mean, she did just say imagination, like I'm just imagining things. So I feel like I just got sneak dissed.
You're quite welcome, young Miss Even. And stay away from the outskirts.
Well, I'm definitely not going to do that. The fact that you've said that already makes it obvious that we are going to go to the outskirts. Oh, actually, we might be able... Can we get to the... Oh, one second, Ghost.
Please, wait up!
Yeah, I think we might be able to go to the door now, possibly. Oh, no, I think we might be talking to our friends first. Yeah, our friends are there. Okay.
This was Onecroft, the world in which Even and her small family lived. Like all Oners, they hauled junk for the cargo ships that came and went in the night. All this labor was done for reasons that were never clearly understood. The Queen willed it, and no one would dare oppose her. And that was enough for everyone. Everyone, that is, except Even.
Well, you should question why you're doing things. I mean, you don't just like haul junk all your life and not question why you're doing it. Like, if I worked as a dustman in England, I'd know why I'm doing it, to keep the streets clean. But if I didn't know why I was doing it, I would question it, especially if I was forced to do it. Right, if you don't speak to the kids, I don't know if it's going to force me to speak to them, but if you ignore them and just come round here instead. Yeah, there's two different ways you can go. If you go that way, actually, you're going to find a lot of those. You see those little things there? Those are little jars, and they're filled up with money. So if you shoot them... Oh, well, I can't do it from here, but you get money. And I think the money might be used to possibly purchase cards. I don't know too much about the gameplay yet, because I've only played about an hour or so of this game off camera. So from what I've done so far, it's just been using my catapult. But I think there is a lot of gameplay elements involving a dice and luck and cards and stuff like that. And I think you might use the money to possibly buy more new cards and stuff like that, which will be nice. Get a full collection. Right, I won't get the trophy because I've already got the trophy. I'm playing this on my main account because Zoink are absolute legends that know how to add multiple save files to a video game, so I wasn't forced to switch over to my second PSN account to play this game. So another shout out to Zoink. You're getting a 10 out of 10 from me so far. But yeah, just keep clicking on the door, and when he stops letting you click it, then you get a trophy, but it's funny. Right.
She knew this was, if not goodbye, then at least so long, and even knew if she hesitated, if she woke her parents and spoke to them directly, she'd never go. And so she left, without knocking. Even again considered knocking, and again told herself she couldn't risk it. She left without knocking. Cannot stress this enough. Even wouldn't knock on that door. No, even considered knocking. Really considered it. Considered it as fully as it is possible to consider anything, and decided against it. Her fate was elsewhere.
Oh, man.
Not gonna knock, even said to herself under her breath. So I'd better go obsessively focus on something else. Anything else.
Obsessively focused. That's a bit far, mate.
Okay, fine. You know what? Fine. Even knocked. But her parents didn't even wake up. Oh well, she thought, and then turned away from the door.
There you go. And then the trophy will pop. It's a silver trophy as well, which is very nice and very easy to get, so you might as well get it. It's just funny. I like when they acknowledge stuff like that in games. When you do stuff that the game doesn't necessarily want you to do, but you keep trying to do it, and then the game actually comments on it. I like stuff like that. It's always funny. Sort of breaking the fourth wall a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I don't know what the game's like for saving, so I don't know if I turn the game off now, if I'm just going to be left right here, I'm not too sure. If it will put me back a little bit, I'm not too sure. But we're going to go this way, and it's going to once again lead us to where our friends are. But there's a bunch of jars and stuff down here, so you want to come down here and break them all. Because as you can see, you get these like little square golden coins, which I'm going to assume is some sort of currency for purchasing cards later on in the game. So, but there's going to be quite a few interesting games coming to my channel soon. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do, because there's going to be a lot of very fun playthroughs. Okay. I thought there was more jars down here, to be honest. Oh, there's some over there. Yeah, so I guess you're supposed to talk to them, and that's going to lead to me shooting the jars. Then I come down here, collect those jars, then that leads me back to the house to get that trophy. Alright, I'm going to have to end the video now, Wolf and Wolfettes, so I'll talk to the kids in the next video. So yeah, thanks for watching, Wolf and Wolfettes. Hopefully you've enjoyed this first episode of Lost in Random. I know we didn't get much done, but there's a lot of talking in this episode. But once we get to the next episode, it's much more gameplay and there's less talking from the narrator, less story-related stuff and that. But there's going to be a lot of characters we need to speak to, so there will be a lot of reading in the next video. But yeah, it's fun to listen to the characters because they're all very unique and interesting. Sometimes it's just very boring to talk to just boring characters, but the characters in this game are quite fun to talk to. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like, share, and join the pack today.